are all in a good space in terms of how has your last month been. So obviously last month you were working on your specific goals. I had gone through those who had done their accountability questions and just gave you a little bit of feedback, some other ways that you can, whatever it is, increase your revenue or it's increase your marketing. And based on some of the feedback, and some people specifically have given us some really great feedback, we've created, I haven't finished it actually, but there's going to be a document where I've just put some ideas, I guess, that you can do for marketing, some ideas to increase your community, some ideas for recurring revenue, just in case if you ever feel stuck, like what shall I do? What else can I do? I've tried this and I've exhausted this. I've just put down some ideas, and there may be others that you think about which is not on there, then let me know and I can add them. So it can be almost like a really good, concise, just one-page document of some activities, some tasks that you can do if you get stuck on some marketing ideas or get stuck on some sales advice, sales ideas. So that will be made available by end of this week. So thank you for the number, a couple of you who had made those contributions, because sometimes you do get stuck and do the same type of content and the same ways of marketing, but there's so many different ways you can use. And so we'll do that. So before we get started, partnerships. Remember last week or the week before, we were talking about partnerships in terms of marketing partnerships. Has anyone done any work on it, or where are we? Let me know in the comments. Has anyone done? And I'm doing the work as well, guys. I'm doing the work as well. So I've actually partnered up with a gentleman in Dubai who's coming in to deliver some corporate sales training in my for members of my group. So, and I've partnered with him because he's brilliant at what he does. And then it gets exposure for me to get exposure with me and him. And we're also doing a Dubai speed networking event, which is going to take place next week. So that's another good thing. And we're doing that on Instagram. So that's one of the partnerships. So let me just hear from some of you. What have you? So Pam started talks. Good. So you should be just on this talking stage. And Tracy has partnered up with a local coffee shop. Good. Brilliant. Claire's collaborated today to create training. Good stuff. Awesome. All right, I'm going to try not to talk so much, right, because my lips keep getting caught in my braces. So let's start some work. Are you ready to start some work, guys? Are you ready? Good. So let's go to client folio. Everyone should have their login details. I'm going to share my screen so you can see what it looks like. So what we're going to do today, if we have any tech issues, I'm going to, or Weng will send you the link to the Word version, and you just complete the Word version, because I don't want all our time to be taken up with tech. If we have tech issues, please let Weng know. We'll make a note of it and we can come back to that afterwards. But I want everybody to try and get onto client folio now. Let's have a look at the comment. Angie, what link do you need, my darling?
It was just to the client portfolio.
Oh, I can't hear you.
I don't know why. Hold on.
Oh, I can hear you now.
It was just for the client portfolio, the link, so I can just pull it up on my screen.
So when do you have
thank you,
the client folio link for Angie? Is that available? There it is. It's in the chat. Awesome. Awesome. So let me share my screen so we're all on the same page. Awesome. Good. So you should all be able to see my screen at the moment. Helen, that was a big yawn. That was a massive yawn. So is everybody on this page? And then we're going to go to accountability questions. Yeah, everybody there? And those are your questions. You there? Where's my chat?
I still have those from last time. It's all filled in.
So do I. And I've been asking about this as well. And I was told it would be ready for tonight and it's still not here.
Right. So what we're going to do is this. Wayne, can you put the link to the Word version in the chat and complete it there, and we can update it, because I want everyone to be able to do this exercise. It starts refilling it as it clears. Okay, we'll make a note of that, because all of these glitches, we're going back to the software provider, and we're letting them know this is happening still, this is still happening, because it's a pretty new software. So any comments, please do share. Right, Samuel doesn't have a login. Okay, we'll make a note of that as well.
I still got mine filled in, even with that link.
Okay, so that's fine. You just use the link that we've put in the chat, and I'm going to make a note of everybody who's still got data.
But it's still, the link in the chat still takes me to it filled in for me, which is a bit weird.
Oh,
okay, so let's so
hang on, no, it's all right now.
It's okay.
yeah, but Michelle, the problem is it's not going to work because everybody's filling in the same document. So with that Google document, either we need to make
so download the document so that it becomes your document, and you save it, and then you send it to me. So
or
guys,
we can make a copy in Google.
Yeah, whichever works, either download it or make a copy, but don't do it on that one, because that's going to be the original doc, right? And we had to keep it in Word so that you can write on it. So
can I say something real quick?
I can see you. Go.
So I had a meeting with Simone a couple of days ago, and mine was already still filled out, and I think he had to like refresh it. So I don't know if every month you just have to kind of on your guys' end on the admin side refresh it so that we can fill it in, everyone. But I think there's that's why some people have it filled in and some people don't.
Yeah, we actually went through every single one of them and refreshed them. So the fact that some guys still have it, there's a glitch in the system. Yeah. Okay, guys. So has everybody got access to the Google Doc or at least the software questions? Everyone should at least have the document. And we're going to take some time to complete that now. All right. So either make a copy or download it. And I've made a note that data seems to be still, even though we've refreshed it. Awesome. And no, Claire, it won't, we're not going to delete whatever you have there already. We'll just refresh it. We're going to check in with the software provider. So whatever data you have there, that will be saved there.
Okay.
All right. So we'll have that there. Awesome. So I'm going to stop sharing because you all should have that. And what I'll do, I'll play a little bit of background music. I'll have my chat functionality on. So if you've got any questions, I can answer any questions as we go along. And Wayne, can you please add, hold on, let me turn this down. Can you please add Shireen's email address to the link so that that document that can be emailed to Shireen, then between myself and Shireen, we'll upload it to everybody's folder, so that, because I have to do the answer, go through them and answer the questions. Yeah, so if you could just share Shireen's email address in the chat functionality so everyone knows where they can email that to. Awesome. Thank you very much, Wang. How are you guys getting on? Caroline, you're shaking your head. Talk to me. You okay?
No,
Go for it. How can I help?
I've no idea. It's downloaded or trying to download it somewhere. I've no idea what it's saying. Saving system 32. I've no idea what that is.
Oh,
This doesn't even look like mine.
okay. Are you using the Google Doc?
Well, I've attempted to, I've clicked on that link, but this is what's come up.
Okay, I'm going to do something here.
This doesn't, the links don't work. I normally have to copy and paste the links from the chat into my browser because it doesn't always work properly from here. So,
okay. So should we do that for you? Let's, Wang, can you just send the link to Caroline on Facebook Messenger? Will that be okay?
Okay.
Caroline?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you've got it, and then you can save it and complete your responses. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
So I've already written them out because I've been asking about the,
Yeah, I saw.
a few days ago. I asked about it, but so I've actually written them out.
Okay, awesome. Patricia, brilliant. You're done. Good. Helen, question 11. Let's have a look. Question 11. Oh, what you're going to do to raise your visibility in the next 30 days? Yes. Interesting. Well, what have you got in mind?
That's a good question, Michelle. I'm looking at potentially joining a coaching app. Just exploring that at the moment. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Okay. You're going to put more answers in there. You're going to put a longer response in there so I can give it a fuller response, because that's just too general. I'm just going to join a coaching app. We need to know. I want everybody's actions to be intentional. So this is the exercise that it's about being really intentional. So this is not just for Helen, this is for all of us. Yeah. And so when we're talking about what, let's use like 11, for example. What are you going to do to raise your visibility in the next 30 days? Now, 30 days will take us to the end of the month, just at the beginning of May. Where do you want to be seen? Who do you want to see you? All right. So be thinking it from that perspective and be very intentional with that. So it's not about showing up everywhere. It's actually being very strategic and thinking, if I'm seen in here, what could happen? What could happen if I continue to show up in certain groups? All right.
Yeah.
Good. So all the documents, once they're complete, if you send them to Shireen, have you got Shireen's email address? I'll put that in the chat. let's give it another 3 minutes. How are we all doing? I don't want to over rush, but I want you done the basics, but we'll fill in the details. Okay, brilliant. That's fine, Pamela. How are we doing? Good? Good, Julian. Brilliant. Paz, how you doing? Nice one. Good. Angela Roth, how you doing? Nice, nice. Good. I know Tracy's done. Helen must be more or less finished because she was on 11. Almost done. That's fine. No problem. Veronica, how you doing, my dear? No. She goes, no. Raha, how you doing? Good. Who else can I see? Patricia, how you doing, my dear? Good, good, good. All right, so just waiting on a few more then. Marcia, how you getting on? Good, good, good. You're done? Oh, nice, nice. So we're going to do the stats afterwards. So I just want you guys to do this bit first.
Hi. When did you wake up, did you? That's okay. Wake up?
All done, brilliant. Well done, Angela. I think we're almost... Everyone, and Antonio, you're done now. Nice, nice, nice. Good. Right, right. So just out of interest, did anyone get to do it on Client Folio?
No.
So let me just make a note. Just put a yes in the comments so I know, so I can let Sheree know that she got a lot of work to do or she doesn't have a lot of work to do. Okay, good, good, good. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just reading the yeses, yeah? I just only want a yes if you manage to do it on the, so, okay, great. All right. Weng, if you could just make a note of all those that said yes, so then we can see all the rest will actually be a no, then we know how many documents Shireen should be getting. That'd be great. So if you look from Sean Young and just count the yeses and make a note of the names of the yeses, so we know everybody else did it on the document.
Okay.
Awesome. Good. So my question to you now, guys, is what will be your biggest commitment for the next 30 days? So now you've done your exercise, you've had a look through, you've answered all the core questions. What is, have a think about it, and please, raise your digital hand so I can see all of you. And let me know, share with the group, what will be your commitment for the next 30 days? What will you be working on?
Michelle, is that something that we've got to do in the client?
Oh, no, I'm just asking.
You're just asking, all right.
I'm just asking, yeah. So, okay, I see some hands going up. Let's do it in order. So, Dr. Faith, you're up first.
So I have a surgery next week. So I'm not going to be focusing on any kind of like outward facing visibility or anything. I'm just going to be focusing on healing. But I have a mid-tier program that I am launching that I've already made back in like September of last year, and then everything hit the fan. So I am going through and making all the marketing materials, the emails, making sure my sales page is all good, and making sure the program itself works. So when I come back and actually start filming and all that kind of stuff, it'll be an easy transition into that.
Brilliant. So for you, your commitment is quality check. You're doing a quality
It's pretty
check.
much like make the emails, all that kind of stuff for the launch.
Nice. Love it. Love it. Awesome. Great stuff. Thank you. Angela Roth, you're next.
So my commitment is to, bit funny, to actually get, we've got our first meeting, our first group meeting of the new membership on next Tuesday. So it's to get everything in place so that I'm really clear about what the next steps forward are for everybody.
Nice. I love that. Good. Thank you for sharing that. Raha.
Hi, everybody. My commitment is to finish my website. I've actually, at long last, put words together. So now it's really just juggling it and putting it. And also, I've had 2 courses hanging around. So now I can put them on my website so that they're ready to go. And then just to put them out on Instagram to say, hey, if you're interested, here's a couple of courses. So
love it. So you're doing the website and you're going to put out your courses. So make sure then you have a strategy, and it doesn't need to be a complex one, but just a simple strategy or plan of action. How are you going to let people know about your course? Are you just going to use social media? Are you going to do video? Are you going to do mini talks?
I was just going to post a post on social media.
Yeah, that's not enough.
Oh,
that's not enough for anyone to buy.
All right. So what should I do?
Oh, you want me to tell you what you should do?
Yeah.
No, so this is what I want you to think about. And this is for everyone, once again. One type of touch point is never enough. If you think about the buying process and even how you buy, you don't see one thing and think, oh, yes, I'm going to go. You've got to see it about 7 times. And you've got to see it in different formats. So social media is just one format. You might want to do an Instagram live, and that's another format. Or you could do it with somebody else. There's different ways. And this is why I want everyone to be very intentional. If you want to sell a course, one social media pipeline may not be enough.
Okay.
You want to sell your courses, right? You want people to buy your products. You want people to buy your coaching. You have to be front and center. So have a think of some other plans and some other tactics that you can do to get your courses in front of the right people. But just putting a post on social media ain't gonna cut it. Ain't gonna cut it. Come on, Raha, you know that.
All right.
Awesome. Pamela, over to you, my dear.
Yeah, so I'm going to finish my course, and then the question that you said, how am I going to market it? I need help doing that. So I haven't, I can post, but I need to understand how else I can do it. So I'm just looking into that.
Let me ask you a question. What other 2 ways could you do?
Well, I've already started talking around me. And then I'm going to ask some people that I'm talking about partnerships if they can then promote me as well.
Love it. Good. And add those to whatever plan of action you have, and I keep saying this word, intentional, because it just changes the game when you are, and you just work out, okay, on Monday, I'm going to have some calls. I'm definitely going to reach out to this person on this particular day, and knowing that they're not going to say yes on the same day. So you might have to follow up another week. You just have to plan things out. All right. But yeah, you got this. Sounds good.
Okay.
Awesome. Paz.
Hi there, everybody. So for me, it's to create or complete the Eventbrite ticket booking for my 2-day event, which I'm planning to do in July.
Nice.
I need to have that complete, and I have to have the website complete, and I need to have the leaflets complete. That's one aspect of my marketing strategy.
Nice.
After listening to everybody else, I've got to do a lot more than simply that, but it's maybe making personal connection, getting messages out there. I may even need to do local advertising in the paper. I may have to look at other things like other ads, but I'm probably going to bring that in later on. But this is kind of overall, I feel I need a better plan than just simply writing few tasks down. So that also the plan I've got to have.
I like that. Yeah. And you know what? The few things you've got written down, you put it together and you put dates according to them and follow-ups. That is the plan. So you probably got the plan, but you just need to bring it all together. And I always say test. Everybody must be testing their whatever avenue you're going to use. So if you're going to use social media, there must be some inventory that you're keeping. So when people do join, you ask them or have them write it down. Where did you hear about it? Because if they didn't say if no one says social media, then you might have to look at your social media marketing. You want to know where the leads are coming in from. Anyone that reaches out to you and says, Paz, Angela, can I have a quick word with you? And if they're not in your circle, if they're not in your network, always ask them, yeah, sure. Can I just ask, how did you hear about me? Is it a referral? Did you see me in a group? Did you hear me talking? And you make a note of how everybody locks in with you, because then you know it's working. You just double down on it. Because it's not about it's not about doing something new and reinventing it. It's about doing what you're doing already, but doing it better, doing more of it, being more consistent. Okay, good. Let's move on. I'm going to take 2 more for now. We'll have Q&As at the end. So next on my list is Claire, then Helen, and then we'll move on to the next. So Claire, go for it.
I'm using the power of 3 to help me remember what I need to do. So I've got 3 things. So the first one is outreaching to potential clients 3 times, 3 a day, 3 clients a day, just through messaging. Connecting with 3 podcast hosts regarding education, and connecting with 3 summit hosts regarding education.
Love it. You've thought that through. Good. Good. Sounds good. Sounds good. And have you identified who the 3 podcast hosts you want to reach out to?
I haven't. I need to Google them and do some research on the summit hosts.
And just have a listen to a bit of what they've done as well, so that when you're reaching out to them, you can say, oh yeah, I listened to your podcast, podcast 15, it was brilliant. Whether it was or not, just tell them it was great. People like to be stroked, and because people like to know that you took an interest before you put in your ask. So definitely do that.
Thank you.
Good. Let's have one more for now. Helen, over to you.
Yeah, my priority this month is to create the content for my new online course, because I did a quick launch for it last month and I've got 9 people signed up for it. So I now need to concentrate on creating it.
Good.
Yes.
So you have 9 people signed up for your course.
Yeah. And then it will be, once it's all done, it will be like evergreen. So people can it will be something people can just go in and buy and do.
Okay, I love it. So before we get into the next part, let people know, what marketing or what advertising, how did you get those 9 people? Do you know how you got those 9 people?
I used the GTex's quick launch formula, really. So, because I had the idea for what I wanted to do. And so I went out on all my social media and my email and everything, and just kind of put it out there and said, this is what I'm thinking of doing. I would really like some feedback on it. And so then I started just booking in calls to get feedback on it. And of course, quite a lot of the people that I spoke to ended up actually saying, yes, please. So yeah.
Love it. So there you go, guys. Don't forget the quick launch formula. That's another strategy that you can use. And sometimes, I know I had spoke to someone last week and they said they used it and they didn't get any feedback. So now you know what you did and that didn't work. Change an aspect of it, either change something in the content about it, either change the bonus you're going to give them or change the timing that you send out. So you don't change everything, just change one aspect and see if that shifts the needle. Then you know, okay, that works. And you make sure you save the content as is because you know that it works. So definitely the quick launch formula. Dr. Faith, I haven't got the link to hand, but we will access that. I think it's in the members area, but I'll double check. So I'll put that down, quick launch formula. Awesome, guys. Good. We'll have some more shares. Don't worry, we've got more shares. Remember, we have the breakout room as well and Q&A at the end. But let's move on. Great so far. Let's go back to client folio. And now we're just going to put in your stats. I know some of you have done it already, which is great. If you haven't, let's do that now. So let me just quickly share my screen. So stats and goals is there. And this is what it should look like. If you don't have the correct, let me move this out of the way because I can't see. Awesome. And we're only filling out what's on the left-hand side. Number of paying clients should be the first one. Past month revenue should be the second. And then audience size should be the third. Just fill out those. I'm going to look in the chat. Don't come off mute, please. Just fill that in and put it in the chat for me so I can just make sure that I'm responding to everybody's needs. Good, done. Oh, love this. Everyone's done. So just fill those in for me. That shouldn't take long. So every first Thursday, come prepared with your number of paying clients. You'll know that because that's how you get paid, and your audience size as well. So that shouldn't take too long. Done. Love it. So in the meantime, Weng, if you could start preparing the breakout rooms for me, please.
Yes, yeah, actually, I already prepared
Yes.
it. You may
Thank
check
you.
the groups.
So we'll just wait for some more dones and then nice. Is there anyone we're waiting for? Anyone that needs help? Everyone's done. Good for you, Julian. Let's double check that everyone's done. Samuel, you okay there?
Yeah, I can't get onto the platform, but I've got different sizes of audience and different things, so I'm not sure what to put.
Okay, Weng, if you could just look into Samuel's login details and if you can send him a direct message. So she's going to look into that for you now, Samuel. But it's just 3 questions, so we can come back to those 3 questions for you. So that's not a problem. You won't miss out. Awesome. So what we're going to do now, guys, I want us to go out into our breakout rooms. So I need to put a caveat on this. Let me just make sure everyone's on mute. Yeah, here's the caveat. So there are some people who are not here today, obviously, for whatever reason, and they may be in your accountability group. So, and what we're trying to do is to keep accountability groups together also in the breakout rooms, because it makes sense to continue the conversation. But obviously there's some people, the rest of their accountability partners are not here today, and we don't want you to be alone, or if there's only 2 of you. So we're just going to add you to another breakout room for today. But I'm going to go through, at the end, I'll go through the accountability group so everyone knows who they're with, and the name of your group, so we can utilize those more often. And the whole point of why we do this is because we want you to support each other. And if you get stuck during the week, you can just reach out to each other. So that's what the accountability groups are there for. And in terms of the whoever has been selected to, I say, be in charge, but just to keep the group together, there's only 3 questions that we'll ever want you to ask. And it's 3 questions. I'm going to put the questions here. This is not for the breakout room. This is for the accountability. I'll just put that in there. And literally, it's what did you achieve last week? What were any obstacles and do you need extra help with? And what are you committed to doing for next week? That's it. All right, nothing more than that. We don't want you to take on any other type of leadership role. And so that's the questions that you'll be engaged in your accountability groups outside of today's call. All right, but right now we're going to go into our breakout rooms. So there's going to be some people who's not usually in that group, but because the rest of their partners are not here, we have to put them in a group. So I just wanted to make sure you're all aware of that. And in the accountability groups, I'm going to give you some time. And what I want you to do, bearing in mind what you've put on Client Folio or what you've put on the Google Docs, I want you to share what your goals are for the month ahead. What are your goals? So you may have, like me, I've got like a journal here. I write my goals every month in front of me because I have to see it. I'm quite visual. I have to see them. So I want you to share what your goals are for this month. If you want to, and you feel safe to do so, if you want to share your financial goals, that's fine as well. Share what your goals are. And then identify any obstacles that you think you're going to have coming up. What do you think? Do you think there might be a lack of time or lack of support or lack of knowledge? Whatever these obstacles are, I want you to share it today in your breakout rooms. And I want probably some of the other people in your group, if you have any suggestions, then share the suggestions with them. And obviously the person doesn't have to take them, but if you know, like Helen kindly shared that the quick launch formula worked really well for her. If you know you have certain techniques or strategies that have worked well for you, then let's share it with each other. So that's what we're going to do now in the breakout rooms. And I think we've got about 5 to 6 people per breakout room. So I want to give everyone around 5 minutes each. So we're going to give it about 30 minutes in entirety. Then we'll check in to see if you need longer time or if you need to come back into the room. So does everybody get what I've just requested? To share your goals, what particular obstacle, we all have obstacles. It could be family, it could be people, it could be it could be a number of things, whatever your obstacles are. So we're going to go in our breakout rooms now. You have 30 minutes, so 5 minutes each, and give some feedback if you want. And then we're going to come back in the room, have some shares. Then I'm going to open up for any more Q&As, anything you want to ask me, and then we'll let you know what will happen next. So Wang, let me know. Raha?
What time do we finish?
It's 30 minutes.
No, finish this whole session.
Oh, it's 2 hours. We finish at 7.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So by the time you come back, we have Q&A. We'll be finished by 10 to 7. Yep. All right. Breakout rooms. Are we ready?
We're ready.
Good. So guys, I'll see you back here in about half an hour, and looking forward to hearing how it all goes.
Quick one, Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
Just to let you know, obviously I found out about this meeting today, and so I have to leave 6:30 at the latest, just to let you know that.
Nice one. Thank you for letting me know. We'll get your feedback first.
Okay, cheers.
GTeX meeting planning session, whatever. So it was really nice to meet the ladies. They gave me a great idea, which I will definitely do. Because like my goal is sales too, because like I just shared with them, I had a baby in December, so first quarter has been just baby duties. Now I'm back to business. So finding my way to getting more consistent leads and then making the sales, right? So my goal is really to come up with a good strategy for the lead generation process. I think that's my main focus, because once I have the people on the call, it's not that hard. So it's kind of like, how do I get them? You know, how do I get them to
all the time? Yeah, get them on the call. Brilliant. Good. So what was your goal? What was your goal?
So my goal is to close 3 sales this month by the end of the month.
Okay, to close 3 sales by the end of the month. Good. And if you need to work out, you know, how many people you need to be talking to get some clarity around that. So if you need 3 sales, does that mean you need to be talking to 10 people? Or does it mean you need to be talking to 20 or only 5? So then once you have those figures, you'll know every month, if I need to get 3 people, I need to be talking to 7 people. You know, it's maths really, isn't it? Yeah. Good. Awesome. Brilliant. We'll have Julian and then Marcia, then I'll open it up to everybody else. Julian, over here.
Yes. So a good session as well with Paz, Angela, and Veronica. So yeah, now it's clear to me after having those feedback calls with educators, my goal would be to start creating my course. What I would say, to fine tune it with those feedback that I've had, and also to make sure that I line up all my calls for the sale calls. Yeah.
And do them.
And do
and
them.
Actually
exactly.
do them.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Actually, you know, we could have a plan. And the plan's no good if you don't execute it. And how I know this through, I'm not sitting here in my ivory tower. I have written lists and plans upon plans. And then I've put it in my diary that I've got to call someone at a certain time. And I'm like, nah. And I'll do everything else. I'll start cooking or washing up or doing, and you know, saying to my daughter, let's go and do something. So it's actually having the plan, but actually doing the executing on the plan. That's right. Where you get rewarded, isn't it? That's where you get rewarded.
That's exactly.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Marcia, and then for everybody else, please put up your digital hand if you want to share what your goal is with everybody. Marcia, over to you.
Okay. Yes, it was a really good session. And I've got some really good tips as well from there. So my goal really is to launch my course and to fill it, basically. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to also, because we did the similar to Julian, I did have some feedback calls from the it was really good. I had about 10 calls between last week and this week. Wow. Yesterday was my last call, but and based from that, there's a couple of things that I'm going to tweak in the course. So I may make the first week into 2, so it might be slightly longer, but it's just really about getting that out there. Just getting people to sign up for it. The other thing that I'm going to be doing as well is I do have, and I feel really bad about this, but I'm just going to say it. I had this Facebook group that I've had, and there's 80 people in this Facebook group, and it's been just over a year, and I've not been active in it. So it's that getting the courage to kind of reactivate it and get in there. So just be honest and say,
and actually just go into your group and just say, listen guys, I'm so sorry I haven't been active. You know, you had lots going on, but it's a new quarter. Always use anything new, what's happening in the world. It's a new quarter, which means it's a new financial year for most businesses, and I want to reactivate, re-energize, re-engage all of you. So let me know, what do you want to see from me? What do you want to hear? What do you want to read? And go back to them and just ask them. And then you can then populate and create like some sort of agenda where you go in and show you know, once or twice a week, whatever works for you. But yeah, when you have Facebook groups, it's about maintaining them. I know that through experience. Yeah, good for you. Good for you, Master. Okay, anyone else who wants to share? I know Caroline, you had a question beforehand. Feel free to ask your question now. Anyone else who has a question or wants to share anything with me? We've got Caroline, then Sean. Go for it, Caroline.
I think it was the commitment. Wasn't a question before.
Yes.
But yeah, it's I've committed this month to it's having that breakthrough with doing the actions to reaching out and actually getting people on a call and having those calls. So yeah, and actually bringing my, like, as it Marcia was saying, I hit the 100 on my Facebook group last month.
No,
I didn't do it February, but I did it last month. Last Thursday, I needed one person. I got that one person. So I did it. So I'm happy, and it's now actually bringing it to life, because there have been some people on there been quite a long time. So as I've said, it's now actually start the party.
Yeah,
you will be invited to a party. I'm going to start this party. So
I love it. I love it. And this is the new time. This is the new season. This is the best time to do it. And you're the best person to do it, because they're in the group for a reason. So remind them of why they're there and how exciting their writing journey is going to be.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, good. Sean, over to you, Sean, and then we'll have Pam and Pamela and then Fiona.
I just want to say to Marcia, like, I totally feel where you're coming from. I had a Facebook group. I have a Facebook group, actually. And somebody who's in the Facebook group is in the GTeX community. And the other day they were like, yeah, but you got nothing happening in your Facebook group, Sean. And, you know, the honesty of the GTeX community. Yeah, there's nothing happening. And sometimes, and maybe somebody's got an idea on here how to combat this. What goes on in my head is that I put so much effort, so much time, so much content into my Facebook group, and it was kind of like barely any comeback or response. And so I lost heart, because I was like, you know, I value my time and my effort, and it was really good stuff I was bringing. So, you know, what do I need, the magic 100 or something? What happened?
We'll ask Caroline.
If anybody's got any tips to help me like understand that would be great.
I have a group of 1,300 people, and I still, like, nobody talks back. And so I don't know what to do with this group because, you know, of a group of 1,300 women, I still feel like I don't want to dump my time, energy, and effort into this group if nobody's responding or even looking at the messages. So I'm trying to think, should I dissolve this group, kind of start over, let them know I'm moving to a new group. The people who are interested will come there. And then to kind of refocus the group based on having a marketing plan that makes sense, that's sustainable, because it was just a bunch of people that came in from TikTok, but I don't think they quite understood that. And like, Facebook groups are kind of on a weird thing right now where they're kind of going in and out, and some people don't have time for it. So maybe reappropriating your group or reviving it or making a whole new group and then moving the people who are actually interested in building that community might be really helpful. Another thing that I've heard is making like theme days where it's fun to be in the group, having like, you know, Meme Monday or something like that, where people can like share things that they're really excited about, and like making it more of a community. But I don't know what to do with my 1,300 people either. So if it makes you feel any better.
Yeah, it's definitely something we need to think about. I think we all at some point are going through that period with it. And it's not just Facebook groups, it's probably sometimes our community as well. Wherever your community is, it's about how do you keep them engaged. And, you know, everyone's living this life where they're on a wheel and everyone's doing things or ill, and it's like, what can you do to revive that? So yeah, it happens in the UEP group as well. It happens in the Profile Builder group, because everyone's just so busy as well doing their own thing. But yeah, if you can, the idea of closing, I had a group, I closed it down and I restarted a new group, and I said, only come in here if you want what I can offer and you're going to engage. And I just kept it. And those who don't engage, I just kick them out. I don't even know if they've been kicked out. So there you go. Brilliant. Let's go to Pamela, then Fiona.
Well, I just want to say I really enjoy these talks. I think that the group that I'm in is just amazing, and just so thank you so much for it. And I just think that us all coming together and we're talking about different things, it all applies to us. I'm also in a group and trying to think, well, how can I stimulate them? Ultimately, you can't. I think a lot of people have so many different things, and I just think you just need to go with what you believe in, and hopefully the people that are looking for you will find you. But thank you, Michelle, for this group. I just think it's been great.
Good. I like to hear that. And I'm glad that you're getting something from it, because for me, I don't want to waste my time doing this if people are not shifting, like we're not getting any results. I'm all about results, but I do know that sometimes it takes time as well. And as long as we can see there's growth, as long as we can see whether it's personal growth, professional growth, business growth, there should be some growth. After 6 months, we want to see the revenues increasing. And that's the whole point of this. We want to make sure that you're doing the activities, you've got the strategies down to grow and scale your business. That's what it's about, growing and scale. So we'll keep on doing our bit and you do your bit. Good. Fiona.
But I think also, sorry, the way that you're giving us to be accountable to a group and be accountable to others, and we're creating our own little community, even though we're dealing with different things, we're creating a community of GTeX, and we know that we can then talk to somebody and say, well, what do you think about this? And that is just so priceless.
It's actually priceless. Yeah, you're so right. To have somebody that you can bounce some ideas off or just sense check. I mean, what day I was trying to work out, how do I do something with Facebook group? And I'm thinking, oh my God, who can I ask? And I just remembered I'm in my own accountability group, and I just asked them and somebody just gave me the answer. I couldn't even Google it, because what I was saying, I couldn't even get into words what I wanted, but somebody in the group. So yeah, definitely utilize each other. There's so much knowledge here, so much knowledge. Brilliant. All right, Fiona, over to you.
Right, yes, just really enjoying this, and also the way that you can just ask somebody just to really sort of cut through and sort of kick you up the arse, as it were, and get you to actually go and do something, and then you enjoy it. We've done quite a lot of talking now about groups, because I first put my hand up to talk about that. Now, like lots of other people, I've started a Facebook group. I haven't done anything very much with it. My idea was, though, because the thing is with these Facebook groups, yeah, I do want to give and serve and everything, and I put posts up on my page, but there is, you are also wanting to engage with people who want to engage with you and engage with you professionally. And I was wondering, when I set this up, now it's still there, that whether actually it should be a paid group, or that there should be a reason that Facebook groups should maybe turning into that. So actually there is some sort of commitment, even if it's a small amount, because I know if you are committed in a certain way, and then you give back in that, because you offer them discounts from the work that they would get elsewhere. So in actual fact, they are quids in, really, but they're only there, and you may not have millions, but you may not need that. So I'd be quite interested in, some sort of looking at
some paid
groups. Yeah.
And I guess what you will have to do there is you're going to use paid groups through Facebook. So I don't know if you can take payment through Facebook. You might have to take payment on a different platform.
Yeah.
And then you give everybody a reference or a membership number. And when they sign into Facebook to come in the group, it asks them, please put your membership number. Because I'm in a Facebook group, and for me to be in that group, I had to pay. They sent me an email, I had to pay, and I pay every month for this Facebook group. And when I came into the first Facebook group first, it just asked me, what is the email address you registered with or signed up to be a member? And then once that, I'm in the group.
Okay.
So that's a way.
Yeah, yeah. And so it's just then about thinking about it in that sort of way. And Sean, that might be because
yeah.
you do give. I know, Sean, you give such huge everything that you post. So
yeah, so definitely something we can look at. I'll jot it down. So it's something we can definitely get some resources around. Awesome. Thank you very much for that, Fiona. Claire, over to you.
I just wanted to quickly say about the groups because, you know, I've also got a big group which isn't particularly interactive, but you can look at the stats. You can look at the stats of your group and you can actually see when you have most interactivity or not. And even though I've got almost 2,000 members in there, on some days there are less than 50 people active in the group. And so here's the thing, when you go live, you know, and if we go live and we're listening to, I don't know, people like John Asaraf, I'm always seeing him going on live. And there's always like all these stars and, you know, hearts and comments and lots of people. But what I realized is like to have even maybe 5 people watch you when you go live, you probably need about 700 to 1,000 people in your group.
Jeez.
Right? So it really is a numbers game. So don't get disheartened. If you've only got 20 people in your group, the chances are when you go live, there'll be nobody who's actually active in the group at that time. If you've got 500 people in your group, when you go live, you might maybe get 3 people who are actually active in the group at the time that you go live. So I do think it's worth putting it into that other perspective as well. And like, oh my God, you know, I'm just talking into a void here. And the thing is, I did a live this week and I actually said on the live, you know, if you're interested in this, comment whatever below. There was a lady, I only had 2 people watching. One of them, she knew me. The other lady, I didn't know. She was in my group. She watched the whole way through. She commented. I messaged her on Messenger. She signed her daughter up for the thing that I was doing. And she was in my class that evening. Right? So it can happen. And that was only with 2 people watching. So don't lose heart. It is a numbers game. It's also a consistency game. And at the end of the day, even if you're creating content and you feel like you're speaking into a void, it's you speaking your truth. It's preparing you for podcast interviews. It's preparing you for the stage. It's creating content which you can give to your VA so that they can repurpose it for you. It can become your YouTube channel, whatever, right? It can become your email sequence. So I wouldn't, like, I've decided that I'm just moving away from attaching myself to the outcome. I'm going to show up no matter what. These 2,000 people have joined my group for whatever reason they thought they joined it. And that's it. So that's I've kind of reframed the whole group thing.
I love that. Yeah, and you've given a different perspective. I didn't even look at it like that. And it's true, we can continue to show up and just see it as an outlet, but that content, like you said, can be repurposed. You don't need to even put fresh. You can get content which you put on LinkedIn. And yeah, and there are going to be some people that are lurkers, but you know, I find that some of the lurkers are the people that end up buying, which is really weird. So
the other thing as well, just to say, is that I've had one client who, when I set the group up 2 years ago, she was in the group. Her son has been with me. He's done so many of the different courses that I've run. He's been with me for 2 years. She's recommended me to other people in homeschooling communities. And when I get people on calls now and I say to them, oh, you know, how have you found me? Often it's through Facebook and it's through recommendations, and we've seen your videos and we're just curious. You never know who is actually watching you and who's sitting there lurking, been there for years, interested, needed to hear it a few times. Like, there is power in just showing up.
Yeah, it says, you make a good point there. You make a good point. I love it. Yeah, so thank you for that. Thank you for that. I don't know if there's any more questions, any more shares. So what I want to do at this point is just to make sure that everybody is in an accountability group. I'm just going to say, if I just try and do it based on who's here. So Sean, you're with Faith, Jan, Shirley and Carlene. do you have a accountability leader or someone taking ownership for that? Is there anyone who's here out of you two? So Dr. Faith and Sean, does one of you two want to take that responsibility? So it's just checking in on a Monday, no? Okay.
My problem is that I have an issue with trying to check too many things. So I'm not a good leader that way. And the fact that like I've got so many different platforms and so many different places.
Yeah, no problem. And I don't want to force anyone to do that, what they don't.
Yeah, and I was asked, but I was kind of like, this is the only space where I'm not leading.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I wanted it to be an accountability space for me. So I can't step up as a leader in that space.
Yeah, no problem. But they're fine. So we'll sort that out. And then let's see who else is here to make sure. Patricia. So Patricia, Antonia, Pamela, Christopher, and Fiona, and Helen, you're in one group together. You're called Synergy. I just got these names, by the way, from The Apprentice. Who else is still here? And I can tell you to make sure you know. Angela Ward. Did I see Angela here? Okay. Julian, let's have a look. Samuel was here, and Samuel, but he had to go, so I can double check with him. Julian, you're in a group. I'm just trying to look. Julian, do you know what group your group's called? Actually, Weng's got the list. I'm just looking from a random list here, so that's not really helpful.
Yes,
But
I think it's Vitality.
Vitality. Oh, yeah. I see you. Yeah, I see you. You're with Raha and Felicia and Angela. Okay, so I just want to double check. Is anyone here who's not in a group that hasn't been assigned a group? Everyone's in a group. That's
Angela Ra, and Veronica.
Veronica, you're not in a group? You're not in a group, okay?
I was just sorry.
No, because I've not been here for a while.
Okay.
So I think that's why.
Right. Don't worry. We will send it to you because I have put you in a group, but you just don't know it yet. That's
right.
And the last one was
group, Michelle. I don't recognize any of these names, Vitality and all of that. I don't really know what you're talking about.
Okay, cool. You're in a group as well. I will send you who your groups are. That's fine. Because if you haven't come, you've come before. Claire.
I was just with Marjorie, so I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. All right, don't worry. I will send you that. That's fine. I think that's it. Good. All right. So, okay, I don't think we have met Christopher in our group. Yeah, so some people, they're going to start coming from next week. So that's why I'm saying, although we have accountability groups and I want to keep you all together for the breakout rooms, but not everyone's going to be here. And I don't want anyone to be alone. So that's why we'll just add you to a breakout room for the purposes of these exercises. But I will make sure that Shireen lets everybody know who's in their group, who's their leader, and just make sure you just check in. Could be checking by messenger or phone, WhatsApp on a Monday, just to see how the week's going on. And even those who are the accountability leaders, let's call it, you get accountability as well. So, somebody else will ask you the question, how's it going for you? All right, so no one misses out. Good. All right then, guys. Thank you so much. We finished 10 minutes before time, which is good. So we just want to make sure you're signed up for the mastermind session next week, Thursday. Weng, if you could just put the calendar in that, the link there so that everyone's got that. Let me see, make sure I haven't missed anything out. Yeah, we've covered that. If anyone, so feel free to go into the UEP group to share what your goals are for this month, because I want to make a note of that as well. So just put in the group what your goals are so we can hold you accountable for that. If anyone needs any extra support, then please let myself or Simone know. and we can support you on that. And last but not least, we will sort out your accountability questions. Anyone that had to write it down, send that to Shireen. We'll get that uploaded onto yours, and we're going to find out why the system is not clearing. It's meant to clear what you've done before, so it's clear for the first Thursday. So we'll look into that and find out what's going on, but it'll be up there, because then I'll go onto there, I'll read your responses and give you some direction. Good. I think we're good to go. Guys, thank you so much.
Sorry, Michelle, just a quick one, because I just copy and pasted that into Word, and then I've saved it on my own computer. So should I just send it to Shireen?
Yeah, send it to Shireen, yeah. Okay. Because we want to upload it on there. We need to just find out what's going on.
Sure.
All right. Awesome. Guys, thank you so much. Have a lovely Thursday, and I'll see some of you next week for the mastermind.
All right.
Take care, guys.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.
To my own hero.